Alice here, and I'm in Miami with Alex Urban.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hello, hello. And
Hello.
he's our Systems Analyst at Pitch Investors Live.
Yep.
And I met Alex back in Arizona, and when I was working with him on a project with Jonathan Foltz. And it was interesting to see his transition, his move to Miami to join the team. So tell us about that transition.
Yeah, so we were actually all working back in Arizona, all pretty much as internet marketers. Jonathan actually came across Matthew Lally, the founder, at a conference, and from there it kind of started building up a relationship. He came down to Arizona, and then from there pretty much just things started rolling. So Matt told us about this amazing technology he had built up, and then we actually were going to transition it to a blockchain project. So we started thinking, how can we transition an existing technology into blockchain? And one thing led to another, where Pitch Investors Live is born. Us being entrepreneurs, it really made sense to drive forward in a space where we could help empower other entrepreneurs to have a similar journey like we had. So things happened very quickly. We started launching the project, and within a few months we literally all packed up our stuff and just headed down to Miami. Ended up getting a house here, and now we're using it as a corporate office to really make moves and collaborate with the rest of the team that's down here.
Oh, that's pretty cool. And you've had a lot of events. It's an easy place in and out to get the team together, especially being in Miami.
Yeah, definitely. With the majority of the team being down here, it's a great place to collaborate. A little bit tucked behind everywhere, so it's not super busy, super hectic, but it's a beautiful area we're in. No distractions in the area we're in, so
So actually, talking about distractions, as someone who learns new systems, creates a system, creates the protocols and the procedures on the non-technical side, how do we, and also technical, how do you sort of see being in charge of systems as beneficial for especially something like a blockchain project that is so new?
Yeah. So systems are so important to have into play. So systems are going to be what's going to allow you to not only grow your company further, but also grow your company faster. Systems are what's going to give your company the efficiency it needs to scale as quickly as possible. Now, in the blockchain and the crypto space, things scale very quickly. So if you don't have everything in order, it can turn into frustrated investors, a frustrated team. Things can get mishandled and unorganized, and it creates a large problem, which can then only spread further. So we've had to be very creative throughout our time here with Pitch into taking existing systems that we use in corporate worlds and transitioning them into a way that we can use them in a growing blockchain and crypto company, or in that same industry. So it's been a little bit of a journey. There's been a lot of diving deep, really figuring out how things should be structured. But once they get rolling, it's very easy to scale, which is going to allow us to have better customer service, better communication channels with our users, with our investors, with the entrepreneurs, which is going to allow for a better experience from the customer's point of view. And anybody else really involved inside the Pitch community.
Especially in this competitive space. And so what are some of the adjustments you had to make?
A lot of the adjustments were really, there are a lot of just technical tweaks, to be completely honest. So working with the team from all around the world has really allowed us, we had to think on a much larger scale. When we started, we were all in the same area, but now we have people in all different countries and whatnot. So we're having to try and find communication channels that we could all speak on, talk on, in a way that we could be connected 24/7. So
Slack, Trello, Facebook.
Slack,
what else are we using?
Facebook, Skype,
Google Docs, the traditional
everything.
formats, right?
Yeah. So you've had to really tweak a bunch of these systems to make it so if you have employees around the world, you're all able to communicate and see the same vision all at once. So building out those channels, making sure everybody understands which funnel to go through for each communication within each department. That's
so building out the funnels within the organization. And we always think about funnels as with our customers, but it's also with
it's also very much internal. You got to have a good flow between your, in essence, the people at the very bottom levels of the company, as far as like virtual assistants, all the way up to like the owners and the co-founders. You have to be able to make sure that the piece of communication that someone finds out is a, let's say, virtual assistant, can go through the direct channel and reach the co-founder, and the message will be transparent to him at that
Wow.
level.
Wow.
And it may go through a few different filters, and our job is to make sure that that message doesn't get lost in transition.
In transition or on the Ethereum network?
Or on the Ethereum network.
Well, technically you can't lose that information on the network.
Yeah, definitely.
Right,
So.
right. And what's interesting is so it's really an 80-20 rule, right? We're spending majority of our time learning and applying the systems, and we're using existing systems, and the 20% would be something we can play with, because blockchain is so new. So is there a system for blockchain companies to integrate onto the blockchain that is
Most
well
definitely.
proven?
A lot of these systems all have their limitations on them.
Oh,
So
okay,
a lot of
yeah.
blockchain companies are going to be able to have the once you have that open source for other companies to come tap into, it's going to allow you to start something like, let's say, for example, like a Microsoft Word document, right?
Yeah.
Google came in and completely revolutionized that with the Google Doc,
Right,
where
I
you
remember
can now
that.
share worldwide. People can see
Google
what
Sheets,
you're
Google
changing,
Excel,
Google
yeah.
Sheets, everything. So an example, that's just one example in the modern world, whereas blockchain companies and other crypto-based companies can plug in existing technologies into a central technology that's been built and allow these programs to really, really expand, to
Wow.
their fullest potential.
And so your experience in corporate organization and systems development, actually you started early on with
Yes,
that back in
very-
Utah, where you're from,
Yep.
working for a mortgage company.
Yeah, correct.
So tell us about the skill sets you gained there and how you're applying it now at Pitch.
Yeah, definitely. So I actually started out originally as just an assistant to a loan officer inside the mortgage company. So in essence, a very, very, very bottom level of a corporation.
So you understand the
correct,
how many
correct.
levels and how many levels you have to go through.
Correct. So
Okay.
from there, within about 2 years, I was able to work my way up to the national director of operations
That's not
for
bad.
one of the largest known mortgage companies in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
So me being starting very young, it allowed me to see these levels of a corporation very quickly. So going from the very
Yeah.
bottom to near the very, very top.
Because you're a millennial, you're tech savvy.
Exactly. But it allowed me to learn systems. It allowed me to learn
Right.
organization. It allowed me to learn how a corporate structure was ran. And now when we're working on Pitch Investors Live, it's a completely different industry in the crypto. You
Right.
don't build a business like you would a corporation from the ground up.
Exactly.
It's very intricate. Time is especially of the essence. So it's been a mixture of what we like to call growth hacking, which is the ability to grow a company very quickly using
like
unique,
lean entrepreneurship.
lean entrepreneurship. But we're also combining that with aspects of a corporate world, corporate structure, and that's kind of the marriage that we're trying to make internally to
Right.
help this company grow to its fullest potential in the shortest period of time.
Exactly, because once again, we are still speaking with investors
Correct.
who understand traditional business models. So we're playing essentially a balancing act, and not just us, but other companies in the blockchain industry, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that balancing act is
awesome.
very important. Very
That's
important.
awesome. Well, any last minute tip that you can give us in 20 seconds?
I think the biggest tip that I can give is if you're not currently in the blockchain or cryptocurrency industry, make sure and dive deep into it. It's going to change the world. It's going to revolutionize everything, every
Wow.
industry,
Right.
everything you go through on a day-to-day basis. So really,
Beyond
if you're
crypto,
not in it,
right? Beyond
Yeah,
any token, beyond Pitch token or Bitcoin or whatever, it's the underlying technology that's really driving this
yeah.
growth
So
and
just
scalability.
get involved. That's really my biggest tip: is get involved in the technology while it's early.
That's awesome. And we can find you at Alex at Pitch.Ventures.
Yeah. Find me, on our website. All my links are there at pitchinvestorslive.com.
Awesome. Thanks everyone from
Yeah.
Miami.
Thank you.